Clumpies Nutella Crunch. This is another, I know y'all are getting tired of it, another year-old pint? Probably older than a year, yeah. Probably March of April of 2020. I remember it because I was on this little kick of supporting small businesses during the whole pandemic shutdown thing, and this was one of them. These guys are out of Chattanooga, Tennessee, which isn't too far from me actually, being in North Atlanta suburbs, and got in touch with them. You know, picked out a six-pack, kind of created my own. They worked with me. Very nice people, and I appreciate you guys. I've even had some coworkers visit a shop in person, which is on my bucket list. Been to a lot of shops, haven't been to Clumpies yet. What is Nutella Crunch? So, kind of an interesting twist here. They take Nutella, chocolate, organic coconut oil, and crushed crepe pieces. That's right, crepe. And they make this irresistible Nutella Crunch pieces out of all that they mix into a Nutella ice cream base. They also say it's a fan favorite. Flavor, great. Texture, something's going on here with the texture. It's probably hard to tell, and I know y'all are immediately looking at those Nutella Crunch pieces, which are rather large. We're gonna get there though. Please focus on the base. It's really, you can see it melting around the edges. It doesn't temper properly. It is, the edges are tempering there. Dial down that light a little bit. The edges are tempering, but this base is, it's rock hard in the middle. This has been tempering for like probably 30 to 40 minutes. No lie. And it's almost chalky. And I'm not gonna be able to, mix-ins are gonna go flying everywhere. But you can see it's almost like it's coming apart in clumps. Never a good thing for obvious reasons. I don't know what is going on. I'm looking at the ingredient label over and over. I mean, it's milk, cream, sugar, then Nutella, then your Nutella Crunch pieces. I mean, I don't know. Something's off here. Can't put my finger on it. Not the most enjoyable texture. Kind of dry, kind of chalky. Now the flavor, on the other hand, is good. Nowhere near, I know what you're thinking, like the jar of Nutella that you spread on your toast, or whatever the heck you put on these days. I don't eat much Nutella. Some people just straight out of the jar eat it. Nowhere near that type of flavor. Is it identifiable as Nutella? Sure. But with that comes, you know, you get the hazelnut flavor, but a lot of that mild cocoa, mild chocolate flavor, but it's a lot of cream, which is a good thing, but it is definitely more cream than Nutella, so the base is quite mild and dialed down a bit, although like I said, still identifiable as Nutella. These Nutella Crunch pieces though, I mean, I've got to give it to them. I was a little skeptical going in. I was like, crepe pieces? Really? But then I'm reading the ingredients list here and it's Nutella, and the second ingredient is fouilletine. I think I'm saying that right. Fouilletine, which, Google it, do your research. In short, it's like this pastry type dessert made from crepes. So it makes sense that they use crepe pieces here. But awesome, very awesome texture. And they started small, but you can tell they're really picking up size here, and I'll show you a massive chunk in a second. But awesome texture, and flavor is pretty darn good too. So texturally, they don't crunch, so that is quite misleading. They're almost like, it's almost like an oat cluster. It's dense, it's firm, and it's very chewy. It's even a little gooey, like everything sticks together, but it's super chewy. It reminds me of this like just really gooey and moist, dense oat cluster that is chewy and chewy and chewy, just super chewy. Flavor, so they have Nutella, then they use semi-sweet chocolate chips, so not that sweet, more of a dark chocolate. They also have, it's also made with coconut oil. So you're left with this, I love the combination of coconut and chocolate. And you can taste every component of this. You can taste the Nutella. It's a much stronger in-your-face Nutella. Still not quite like eating it straight out of the jar, much stronger than the base though. And you have a darker chocolate, probably helps draw out that Nutella a little more or make it seem stronger than it probably really is. But the coconut is an incredible pairing to all of that. And you can taste every component of it. I'm gonna try to show you this mix-in without it falling. Super, I mean, large texture, very chewy, grainy, oaty texture. I'm in love with these Nutella Crunch pieces. This is a perfect example of what could be great. I shouldn't say great because it is fairly monotone, but very, very good. That's brought down because of a textural issue. I'd like to think like in the scoop shop you wouldn't have that. It's probably from being shipped. I don't know. I haven't been yet. I'm going to get there. In summary, mild Nutella base, much stronger Nutella flavor with the mix-ins. That also adds a bit of coconut and a darker chocolate vibe and an incredibly large mix-ins in chew. I'm a fan of the flavor. Texture needs a bit of work though, Clumpies. Nutella Crunch gets a 6.5 out of 10.